The East African Community is also not doing well. The East African Community, EAC, is facing significant challenges that highlight the broader issues of poor performance within regional organizations across Africa. Measuring success by the achievement of set goals and the positive impact on citizens' lives, it becomes clear that most of these organizations, including the EAC, are falling short. The EAC, like other regional blocs such as AMU, CENSAD, COMESA, ASECAS, ECOWAS, IGAD, and SADC, is often poorly understood by the people within its member states. The goals and purposes of these organizations are not widely known, leading to a disconnect between the bloc's activities and the daily lives of the citizens. This lack of engagement reflects poorly on both the regional bodies and the African Union, AU, which they collectively comprise. One of the EAC's main issues is the persistent internal tensions and infighting among its member states, including Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, Burundi, Rwanda, South Sudan, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, DRC, and Somalia. The bloc has prioritized trade and expansion over addressing pressing internal and security issues, a strategy that risks undermining regional integration and potentially threatens the stability of the EAC. The recent inclusion of Somalia and the DRC, both grappling with internal conflicts and external tensions, has added complexity to the bloc's dynamics. While this expansion offers new investment opportunities, it also presents significant challenges. Somalia's ongoing battle with Al-Shabaab and the resurgence of piracy off its coast raise new security concerns for the region. Similarly, the DRC's admission, despite its conflicts with the March 23rd movement, M23, and tensions with Rwanda, has been criticized as reckless. The EAC's failure to effectively support the DRC in resolving these conflicts has led to further disillusionment with the bloc's leadership. Despite these challenges, the EAC continues to push for expansion, with Kenya leading efforts to invite new members such as Comoros and Ethiopia. However, this focus on economic growth may come at the expense of addressing the internal conflicts and mistrust among existing members. Expansion does not automatically lead to cohesion. It may instead increase pressure on the bloc to resolve disputes and ensure stability. The EAC's leadership and structural weaknesses further exacerbate these problems. Historical conflicts within the bloc, dating back to its original formation in 1967, led to its dissolution in 1977, and similar issues continue to plague the organization today. The current leadership, under President Salva Kiir of South Sudan, struggles to effectively manage the bloc's challenges, partly due to South Sudan's own internal fragility. Moreover, the EAC's dispute resolution mechanisms are insufficient to address the conflicts among member states. The bloc's court, for instance, lacks jurisdiction over key issues such as peace and security, limiting its ability to mediate and resolve disputes effectively. For the EAC to achieve its goals of regional integration and sustainable development, it must prioritize peace and stability within its member states. This requires strong leadership, clear objectives, and robust mechanisms for resolving disputes. Without these, the bloc risks further undermining its credibility and failing to deliver on its promises to its citizens. The challenges facing the East African Community, EAC, are emblematic of the broader leadership issues that hinder development across African regional blocs. The difficulties experienced by the EAC are not isolated. They reflect the leadership deficiencies that plague the continent's progress. Neither regional organizations nor the African Union, AU, can fulfill their founding aspirations if they continue to rely on the same leaders who have struggled to bring meaningful change to their own countries. When comparing Africa's situation to that of Europe or Asia, the differences are stark. The European Union, EU, for instance, comprises states that recognize the importance of unity and have the capacity to build and respect institutions. These countries understand the necessity of setting long-term goals and ensuring that short-term objectives align with and support the broader vision. In contrast, many African leaders do not place the same value on these principles, which is why, more than half a century after their formation, African regional blocs have yet to establish a functional internal market or a respected and cohesive African Union. The future of these organizations appears bleak. The heads of state within these blocs often display arrogance and are unwilling to relinquish their control in favor of pursuing the collective goals of the region. This self-centeredness perpetuates divisions and leaves the continent vulnerable to external influences. If African leaders could overcome their individualistic tendencies, they might finally address the external pressures that contribute to the continent's fragmentation. Only then can Africa hope to achieve the unity and development envisioned by its founding leaders.
Join us at Diaspoint to truly understand public perceptions and judgments on unfolding events in Africa. At Diaspoint, we highlight both the successes and shortcomings in governance, striving to raise awareness and encourage inclusive participation among Africans for the continent's development. Your voice is unique and essential in the struggle for a transformed Africa. Subscribe to our social media platforms and share our articles within your network. Diaspoint, where the Africans in diaspora keep a watchful eye on Africa.